Hello guys, welcome back to a new video. In this video I'm going to go through a quick review of how to add integers, and we're going to be working with both positive and negative integers. I'm going to make this video on just to give you guys a quick refresher no matter what your situation is. So maybe it can help you out, or maybe you have just learned this, maybe you need some help refreshing your mind on how to add integers. So now, when it comes to these types of problems, there are different ways to think through these. We will go through two ways for each of our examples. Let's jump into number 1, where we have 15 plus minus 8. We'll start this problem by taking a look at the signs. We have a positive 15 and a negative minus 8. So we have different signs, a positive and a negative. Since we have different signs, we are going to take the greater absolute value and subtract the lesser. Our answer will take the sign of the greater absolute value. Let's start by writing the absolute value of both 15 and minus 8. And remember, absolute value is the distance a number is from 0. The absolute value of 15, we're going to write it like this, absolute value equals 15, because 15 is 15 away from 0. So the absolute value of 15 is 15. And the absolute value of minus 8 is just 8, because it is 8 away from a 0. So now we take the greater absolute value and subtract the lesser. These are already in order, so we can subtract. If the larger absolute value comes second, you can always switch the order up to find the difference if need be. So, as I said, we have two absolute values, and we have to subtract the lesser absolute value from the greater absolute value. As we can see here, they are already in correct order, so we don't have to change anything up. So we just do 15 minus 8. 15 minus 8 equals 7. So now, to know what sign we're going to use, if it is positive or negative, we need to look at the two numbers again. So we have 15 and minus 8. We are going to use the sign, so the positive or the negative, of the digit that has a greater absolute value. So we know that the 15 has a greater absolute value than the 8. So we use a positive answer because 15 is greater and it is a positive number. Let's say if the 15 was negative and the 8 was positive, we would have done negative 7 because the 15 is larger, so we use that sign of positive or negative. So we're gonna go to number 2 now. Oh, and I forgot one thing almost. I'm gonna um, tell you guys how this works in a way that we get our final answer of 7. So we're gonna write the problem again, and I'm gonna tell you how this works. So we have 15 plus minus 8. The minus 8 is in parentheses, so the plus and the minus doesn't clash with each other. So this basically says we are adding a minus 8 to 15. So we can basically see this as what we just did here, 15 minus 8, or 15 take away 8, because we are adding a minus to our positive number. So this, if you just type it into your calculator if you have one, you will just also get the same answer of 7. So now let's go over to the second example, where we have minus 5 plus minus 13. So in this case, we have the absolute value in the parentheses, which is greater than the one without. So the order is switched up for this one. In this one, the greater absolute value was on the left, and in this one, it is on the right. So again, let's just write the absolute values of the both. So the absolute value of minus 5 equals 5, because it is 5 away from 0. And the absolute value of 13 equals 13, because 13 is minus 13 is 13 away from 0. So now our absolute value of 13 will be bigger than our absolute value of 5. So we can see that both of these numbers are negative form. That we have negative 5 and negative 13. If you have two of the same signs, we can just add the two absolute values and then use the sign which the numbers came with. So we can just do 5 plus 13 or 13 plus 5, it doesn't matter, and we get 18. Now, we have two negative numbers, so we can just keep the negative and we will get a final answer of minus 18. So, if it has two negative numbers or two positive numbers, it is a lot easier because we can just use this method. We take the absolute values of the two, we add them together and put the sign of them two in front of it. But, like this one, where we have two different signs, we have to look at which absolute value is bigger and the sign of that number, which the absolute value was bigger, we have to use that sign with our final answer. So, in this case, we have two negatives, so our final answer is of course going to be negative. So again, I'm going to tell you how this works. So we have minus 5 plus minus 13. So basically this says we have to take away 13 from minus 5. And minus 5 is in the negatives, so it can be a bit confusing if you're learning negatives just recently, because if you take away, let's say 5 from minus 5, we don't get 0, we get minus 10. But in this case, it's minus 13, so minus 5 take away minus 13, and we will get minus 18 for our answer. If you have a calculator, everything will go very easily, but I'm teaching you guys how to do it with mental math without using a calculator. And so, we went through our two examples on adding integers, positive and negative, and this was basically the video, guys. I hope you guys got a quick refresher of this one, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment if you have any questions, and this was Mr. Mathz, and I'll see you guys in the next one.